Whenever I talk about paying $60,000 a year for childcare, people think that it's because of one of two things. I'm talking about it because I'm trying to flex and say, oh, look how much money I have that I can afford to pay this amount of money. Or they like to tell me that I had too many children, that it's my fault, I had too many kids, you should have stopped at one or two and your problems would be solved. But this statistic, right, this number here showcases that on average, families in New York are paying $45,000 a year for childcare. And if we know anything, we know the birth rate's declining. So you have to assume most of those families have one, maybe two children. Here where I live in Massachusetts, on average, you pay about $20,000 a year for childcare for one child. So $60,000 a year, you'd assume that I have 3 kids. I actually have 4. I have 4 kids and I pay $60,000 a year because I've finagled some part-time help, some after-school help, some daycare. Like, we're making it work all different kinds of ways over here because the cost of childcare is astronomical. There is a childcare crisis happening. It is incredibly unaffordable and inaccessible. You cannot find childcare, and when you do find it, you can barely afford to pay it. So it's not because I have too many children, and it's not a flex about me having a lot of money. I talk about it because that is the reality of every family I know here in Massachusetts alone. My friends who have one child and they're talking about going back to work and they're looking at daycare prices and they come and say, how am I supposed to pay this? How am I supposed to pay $2,600 a month for one child in infant childcare? How am I supposed to do that? That's an insane number. How are we supposed to make that work? That is why I talk about it, because people need to talk about it more. This is something that impacts families so greatly and is going to impact our economy and birth rate and continue to impact the workforce. I don't know why people can't see that when parents talk about it. We're not doing it just as a complaint because we don't want to pay $60,000 a year in childcare. We're doing it because every family who has a child who needs childcare is going through this. And it's the reason so many people I know are choosing not to have more children. It's because of childcare alone.